The building blocks are being laid for another amazing season. Hey everybody, welcome to After Action Report, your numbers recap show for Ultimate Out matches to keep you caught up on all the action. I'm your host, Megs, here for the Call to Action podcast channel. Today we're breaking down the second Friday Night Titans event. I'm breaking down all the matches, all the cutscenes that happened, so spoilers ahead, and without further ado, let's get started. To start off, we see Christian approaching Gucci and wants a thank you for everything that he's done. Gucci, in typical fashion, says a whole bunch of nonsense, but Christian does whisper in Gucci's ear that he has a match available for him. He's been a little flippant about it, not sure if he's going to announce it or not, but I think we are actually going to find out what that is by the end of the episode. Fast forward a little bit and we see Koi sitting reading a comic book. He sees Flaus come in and is all excited to see him, but then Flaus slaps Koi. I thought for sure we were going to have a fight on our hands, but Koi keeps it together, and Flaus is insisting that his new team of Ty Lieberman and Whitney Seibold challenge Shazam for the belts. Koi refuses, but says that they will be facing the Mercs today in a match, and he announces a new team. It is Brandon the Hornet Hannah and Lightning Liz as a brand new team. Flaus, Lieberman, and Seibold do actually agree to the match, with Koi giving the final word that Flaus's last album kind of sucked. Flaus is obviously not very happy about it, but that takes us right into our first match of the night. So we see Brandon Hannah and Liz Shannon Miller coming together as a team called Plot Twist, and Ty Lieberman and Whitney Seibold are calling themselves the ruling class. Coming out of round one, the ruling class is up by 5, 21-16, with Whitney Seibold and Ty Lieberman both getting perfect rounds, but Seibold is able to get the bonus question correct to give him a total of 11 points, while Lieberman does miss that bonus, giving him only 10 points. Liz Shannon Miller coming away with 9 points, just missing one question there in that round one, and Hannah rounding out with 7. Coming into round 2, the ruling class spins away from Ice Cube and ends up landing on scores and soundtracks, where they come away with 6 out of 10 available points, checks down to multiple choice twice, misses one question for 2 points that is stolen by Plot Twist, where Plot Twist decides to take Wizarding World on their first spin, and they sweep the category for the full 10 points. This gives Plot Twist a gain of 6 points to now where they are up 1 point, 28-27, going into the third round. Where we see Seibold hits a 2-pointer in Gene Hackman, that bounces it over to Brandon Hannah, who misses a 2-pointer in Amblin, but Liz Shannon Miller hits a 3-pointer in Westerns that forces Ty Lieberman to answer a 3-pointer in Matt and Ben. This sends it back over to Plot Twist to hit their 5-pointer in Tom Cruise, and the ruling class has to hit a 5-pointer in Black Cinema, which they do, and that gives them the win with a final score of 37-36, where Plot Twist answered 24 of 29 questions for 83% accuracy and scored 82% of 44 available points. The ruling class answered 28 of 30 questions for 93% accuracy and scored 88% of 42 available points. So we see a swing back and forth between rounds 1 and round 2, with the team swapping the lead, but ultimately it came down to a 1-point difference that gave the ruling class the win. Hannah struggled a little bit there in that first round, but was able to come back and get the upper hand with a favorable IG spin there in that second round, and getting that 2-point steal in scores and soundtracks as a team. So obviously there's something going on between Flaus and Jilly Marie. There's some confusion here of what's actually going on. Jilly thought she was helping to manage. The Flaus is kind of just brushing her off. We're not even really sure what's happening, but the ruling class are very confident with this win and that they will be challenging Shazam for the titles. Time will tell where their actual path will lead, but for now they have a 1-0 start to their season, but Plot Twist is still waiting on that first win here in the MTS. We find that Janine is thinking she has no one to back her up, no faction, no teammates. But enter Kaiser and Smets. Kaiser extends an offer to have the Machine join the dungeon to make it a fair fight against the Stars, and Janine accepts. So we come down to our main event Mr. Irwin now being represented by the Stars, and Janine newly being picked up by the Dungeon. At the end of round 1, Irwin is up by 1, 8-7, neither of them being able to get a perfect round 1. But coming into round 2, Irwin defers to have Janine spin first, who spins away from modern classics and ends up taking courtroom dramas and legal thrillers. She's able to come away with 5 out of 10 points. She checks down to multiple choice twice, misses one of those multiple choice questions and a 2-point question, but only the 1-point multiple choice question is able to be stolen by Mr. Irwin, where Irwin comes in and takes Samuel L. Jackson on his first spin, and he is able to sweep his round for the full 10 points. This gives Mr. Irwin a gain of 6 to now be up by 7, 19-12. Coming into round 3, Janine hits a 2-pointer in sequels and prequels, misses a 3-pointer in Brad Pitt and George Clooney, but is able to hit a 5-pointer in martial arts movies, avoiding the TKO and tying the game at 19. That bounces it back over to Mr. Irwin, who hits a 2-pointer in musicals, and that does give him the win with a final score of 21-19, where Mr. Irwin answered 15 of 18 questions for 83% accuracy and scored 81% of 26 available points. Janine the Machine answered 12 of 18 questions for 67% accuracy and scored 61% of 31 available points. So those missed opportunities in round 2 opened the gap for Irwin to have a significant lead on Janine going into that third round, but Janine battles it out and forces Irwin to have to answer some questions there in that third round, avoiding the TKO. And while it seems that there is no love lost between the former teammates or between former faction members and their managers, it seems that Janine and Irwin have both found natural fits in their new faction homes. So remember that little conversation we had with Christian and Gucci at the very beginning of the episode? Well, we see the resolution of that because Christian decides to announce that the next main event for next week's Friday Night Titans is going to be a number 1 contender match between the Barbarian and Sam Levine. As was said at the very beginning of the season, Levine has a number 1 contender shot coming to him. Well, he is going to cash that in against the Barbarian next week. But wait, we're not done yet. We catch up with Adam Witt and JTE out back. JTE very upset about losing to the Dennis the Menace of the league, i.e. the Kid, last week, and wants a shot at their team's belts and wants Adam to find a partner for him. And Adam has somebody for him, the Paul Preston. The movie guys are back together, albeit a little different because we have JTE tearing up with Paul Preston as a team, with Adam Witt being their manager. So we're getting a lot of possible new teams to be challengers for the team's title so far in this very young season. But things are also starting to heat up in the singles division with possible contenders for that singles title as well. So cannot wait to see what's going to be coming up next week, and you're not going to want to miss it either. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode, but don't worry, I'm going to be back next week breaking down everything that happens on the next Friday Night Titans. Be sure before you leave that you have hit like on this video, you're subscribed to this channel, and that you're being made aware every time we drop new videos on this channel. Be sure to also leave comments not only on this video, but also at the socials that are listed down in the description of this video. Be sure you're also checking out all the other great videos we have on this channel and also over on our Twitch channel. All the graphics I present here are going to be posted to Twitter and Facebook, so be sure to check that out, as well as I'll also be dropping the link for this episode. But until next time, for the entire Call to Action podcast crew, I'm your host, Megs, and this is After Action Report, signing off.